But first, AITA for forcing my family to dance for the amusement of my birds by YeetedToJesus.
Oh my God.
What a username.
Username.
I have 4 cockatiels. All are tame and can be handled. There are 2 males and 2 females, a pair per cage. Now,
Thanks.
if you haven't owned birds before, males tend to be a lot more talkative, and they tend to mimic things a lot easier. Now, one of these males, real name used because it's a bird and he doesn't care, Coco, is my baby. He started mimicking a lot of things I say to him. This includes things such as, Coco, no. Not in an aggressive way, similar to how you would tell off a baby trying to stick napkins in their mouth. Skirt. That's another thing.
It's skirt.
Skirt.
Yeah, it's like a noise you make when you're kind of like swerving in your car. You're like, skirt.
Oh, I've always said that. Eek.
Yeah, this is just the rapper way of saying that.
And most of all, mouth pop. So I guess that's like...
I'll allow it, I guess.
The bird does it?
The bird does it. There are others, but the point is, Coco, he mimics me. I taught him to smack his face on his perch and dance when I tap a certain way on the wall. The other male started to copy. Now, the issue. They've started shrieking if you don't dance with them. I don't know why, but they do it. They aren't quiet animals, so if you don't dance with them, you have to listen to them scream. You have to listen to them scream for over an hour. If you dance with them at any point, they'll stop. AITA for literally forcing my family to dance with birds. I can't stop them from doing this. They have a mind of their own. And no, holding them won't make them stop screaming. They're the type of birds that once they start singing, they won't stop as well.
Can I just say, this guy went into like the whole genealogy of his birds and we know nothing about his family? How many people are you forcing to dance at all times?
We don't know how many people he's forcing. We don't know if there are children involved.
Yeah.
We know the gender makeup of the birds, but we have no idea who their family
We know
is.
all the birds' names.
It's clear that he doesn't think he's the asshole because he loves his birds more than he loves his family, obviously.
I mean, these birds are pretty likable. You know, they want a simple thing. They want a little dance.
I mean, yeah, it's cute.
Yeah,
it's super cute.
Also scream when no one wants to dance with me. I just start shrieking.
Like, same.
It says in an update to the post, he added a lot of edits. Too many edits. But he says the birds' names are Coco, Storm, and Pebble. And they have 2 play gyms. And he also says, guys, don't be assholes toward my birds. Joking about cooking them is fine. I don't mind that. But saying I'm a bad person for having pet birds or saying birds are shitty or just hating birds in general is not okay.
Oh, that's where he draws the line?
Oh, man, I fucking love this guy.
He's a character.
Audrey, what's your deal with birds? I've never met someone who loves birds. I only meet people who are either neutral or they're afraid of them.
You know, I just think that I guess at first my answer would be, oh, they're really silly looking and dumb looking. And I just think that they're kind of cute. Like, I think that's really cute. And like, but in reality, like, oh God, I'm going to get weird. Like my favorite bird, the crow, is very smart. It's smarter than humans. You know, it like remembers faces and shit. Like, crows, like, they are, like, writing a full, like, novel in their heads at all time. And, like, I just look at one and I'm like, yeah, you know more than me, dude. Like, and you know it. And it's just, and I feel like, I don't know. Whenever I see one, I'm like, hey, man, like, genuinely, like, I love them. But I think that this began, and I didn't actually realize this until recently. My uncle had a pigeon coop in California. Like, they lived in Orange County, and I would go like hang out with the pigeons and like let them out, let them fly up to the like light pole and like watch them and, you know, hold them. And when I was little, and I think at least pigeons specifically, that's why I like them, because most people don't like pigeons, I feel. And I understand they're like walking pieces of trash, but they're also very, you know, I don't know. I have an affinity towards them. I like them.
I mean, aren't we all walking pieces of trash at the end of the day?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm just projecting myself onto them. I don't know.
Well, I read online one time that pigeons are actually the same as doves. So the same bird.
Ooh.
A
You know
pigeon-
what? I disagree. I don't like doves.
What? Why?
Whoa, they're a symbol of peace.
Exactly. They don't deserve that. I don't like them. Oh, I got really upset. I just
Did you break something?
knocked something
Is everything
over.
okay?
Wait, what did I knock over?
She
Hang
just
on.
really hates doves.
Oh my God, is there a dove in your house?
No, I don't buy it, you know? I don't you're like the bird of peace or whatever. Like, why do you gotta say that? Like, anybody who's gotta say something like, oh, I'm really funny or I'm really nice. Like, no, you're not. You're saying it. Like,
Right.
peace of and that, this is coming. My first tattoo was a dove. It's on my
Oh
my
my
ankle.
God.
And I hate it. I want to do something with it. I want to cover it in vines. I don't know what I want to do, but
Just
I don't
make
trust
it
doves.
gray and then change it into a pigeon.
Oh my God, you're a genius.
Doves, there's a lot of hype behind doves, and I think it's
Yeah.
fair to blame them for that. I mean, they have an
Yes.
arrogance about them that the pigeon does not.
There's absolutely an arrogance about them. I just don't buy it. That's the whole reason.
And here's the thing too, because in New York, and I don't know if you guys have these people in LA, we have the pigeon guy. You
yeah.
go to Washington Square Park and there's this guy and he's covered himself in breadcrumbs and things of that nature, things that pigeons like. And
Right.
he's covered in pigeons. Are you maybe a bit of a pigeon girl?
No, I would never do that.
But you
Thank
did
God.
handle the pigeons.
I did when I was 4.
I see. And now age has sort of put you away.
Well, you know what? But I'm being contradictory because I did go on a trip recently where
Oh boy.
a guy who was doing that took my hand. He grabbed my hand. Very rude. Somewhat. Was that assault? I don't know. He grabbed my hand and he put a pigeon. He put seeds in my hand.
No.
And then the pigeon landed in my hand and it was just sitting there. And you know what it did? Everybody around me was so mad that I let this man do this. They were just like, ew, what are you doing? Ugh. Everybody was disgusted. And I was just like, what? And I was kind of disgusted too. But at the same time, I was like, I'm glad I did this.
Where
I'm gonna
were
cut
you?
my hand off.
Yeah.
I think it was in Venice.
Like Italy?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you were in Venice, but then I didn't want to sound like a douchebag.
No, I know. I didn't want to sound like a douchebag by saying I was
No,
in
it's
Venice.
totally Venice. Those pigeons are something else in St. Mark's
Yeah.
Square.
Yes, that's exactly where I was.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
See,
was-
Venice is kind of classy to me, so I'm surprised it's not a dove town. But
No, they got
are getting
pigeons
around.
everywhere, dude. I spent my entire Venice trip filming pigeons. I'm serious. I put them all on Instagram and I called him the Merchant of Venice. And I had a fantastic time. I paid attention to nothing I was supposed to pay attention to. I was on these trips. It was for work. Yeah, I wasn't, whatever. I was filming pigeons. They know that. I came back and I was like, I filmed pigeons. They're like, fuck.
Going back to the situation here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Forcing my family to dance for amusement of birds, in case we lost the thread for you listeners. Joshua C. says, I don't need any other info. You're an asshole. They can dance if they want to. They can leave your birds behind. You don't force a person to do something just to entertain someone or something else if they don't want to.
How aggressively do we think this guy is actually forcing people to dance?
When you say force, is it they can't eat dinner unless they dance for the pigeons? Or is it hey guys, can you do this really quick so they'll stop screaming?
Right.
Yeah.
And who encounters a situation such as this? Dance for the birds lest they'll stay upset and goes,
Lest.
No.
Right.
I'm not going to. I mean, where is your sense of wonder?
Exactly. I mean, clearly there's something else going on because if you're just going to deny doing such oh, this is the thing I have to do. If you're going to deny that, you're upset with somebody else. You don't like your husband anymore. You don't, you don't like whoever. There's something else going on where you're like, I resent you, so I don't want to dance for those birds.
I think this guy's the asshole for getting that song stuck in my head now.
You can dance if you want to. What is that song? Safety dance?
Safety dance?
Don't know.
Hattie Hayes
Wow.
writes, YTA for not inviting me over to dance with your birds. This sounds awesome. Now that's a healthy attitude.
Yeah.
Bird dance
Yeah.
party. Woo.
I think maybe he should put out like a thing like, who wants to come dance for my birds? No, that'd be weird. He'd be inviting people into his
yeah,
home.
just invite all of Reddit.
Mike Merlot writes, I don't know about asshole, but you need to find alternative means of keeping your birds quiet. Okay, Mike.
Right.
That's
I mean, yes.
I
Sure.
mean,
It's no fun.
Yes, but like again, like imagine you go to someone's house and they're like, "Oh, my dog will bark unless you do 2 minutes of stand-up comedy." I would be like, "What an outrageous like!"
That's
where
a
am
lot
I?
of pressure.
Okay, but what is this, Hogwarts? I mean, God, life is so like
What?
great. Like life is so filled with meaningless bureaucracy. Like, oh, you want to go to Disney World? Well, you got to get a ticket to park, and then you got to get a ticket to enter the park, and it's like,
yeah.
I want to have random tasks assigned to me by animals.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Snow White, we can arrange this. Let's get you a dog.
I mean, I would rather be told to I would rather be given arbitrary instructions by animals than park at Disneyland.
I mean, it's a story. I don't understand these people. Zonkbat, use Zonkbat on Reddit, who I believe is an authority just from his name, writes, birds are very hard to please. They're little bugs that like to get their way.
Okay.
This is not okay. That might be true, but what does that say about the situation? There's no verdict.
I just
There's
thought
no
it was,
opinion. Are you calling the birds the assholes? They're just birds.
well, he called them bugs.
Wait.
I can't stop
sorry.
thinking about it. Are
He
birds
called
bugs?
He called them little bugs. Like that in itself doesn't make any sense.
No.
The bugs are already little.
That's true.
What do you mean little bugs? Birds are little bugs? That's a terrible analogy. Stop. Shut up.
Wow.
You're done.
Oh my gosh.
OG Fog 2 says, it sounds to me like the birds are locked up in cages, and that's completely unethical.
Oh God.
Are you
Okay.
fucking kidding? Shut the fuck up.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest,
Thank God you
guys.
got those people from the comments.
I feel like you guys might come for me. I have a stand-up joke about this.
Okay, here we go.
And I basically say, I'll just do the joke. It's, I agree with animal rights people about one thing, and that's people who keep birds as pets. Like, why would you keep a bird in a cage? It has wings. Eat it.
Ha.
And, but is it wrong to keep a bird in a cage? And that's a good joke, by the way, Sarah. Don't give me your fake laugh. People love it. People don't love it. I'm bombing. Okay. So,
This is Daddy's first time ever doing that joke.
yeah. Well, I did it for a dog, and he let me into his house. So don't even. No. So, but is it wrong to keep a bird in a cage? What say you?
I don't. You know what? I don't know. I guess. If it's like shit,
high tense.
I don't know. Like if it's one of those I feel like a lot of people have birds that they just kind of let roam around their home. But I guess there's always got to be some sort of cage situation, for safety purposes. I would assume. I mean, I'm not even another pet owner. I only take care of myself, so I am no authority on this. But
Yeah.
I feel like just for protection, there has to sometimes be a cage, right?
Yeah, otherwise you will open the door and you're down a pet.
But you guys
Yeah.
don't see the logic of my joke at all. Doesn't it seem a little mean to put a bird in a cage? It can fly anywhere, and you're saying
It
no.
does. It
You
does.
would say
but
that of any animal that you're keeping in a confined space.
Oh, but a dog? I mean, a dog is happy
Danny,
as a clam in air
Danny,
conditioning.
just because a bird has wings doesn't mean it always wants to be flying. Sometimes it wants to
wow.
stand
Strong
there.
point.
That's so deep.
Like you have legs, but you're not always walking. You get tired.
I love to stay home all day, so maybe you're right.
Yeah. And, your argument would be like, but I have legs. Well, then go outside. No, you want to stay home? There you go.
You got
yeah, we're
me.
just going to lock you out of the house, Danny.
All
Bye,
right,
go.
look, people can keep birds in cages. Well, YeetedToJesus actually responded to this comment.
Jesus.
What does he say?
He wrote, the birds are in budgie breeding cages. Okay, they're the biggest non-custom indoor cage you can possibly get with the ideal bar width for cockatiels. Most of the day, they're let out for at least 2 to 3 hours a day.
Okay, this is now annoying because don't post this fun validation post if you're going to just be a dick in the comments and not accept your ruling.
Well, they were responding to someone criticizing, that they're saying it's unethical to keep birds locked up. I thought it was reasonable. Is that too far for you?
I feel like you're just supposed to accept your judgment.
I think that this is the kind of thing that people should just let this be what it is. But then again, people never do that. So
No.
Yeah, I mean, the only point here I want to make is, look, we've talked about this phrase before, and it's a little gross, but I like to say it, and it's don't yuck someone's yum, okay? The birds, they want to see you do their dance, and let's be honest, OP hasn't really said it, but he wants you to do the dance.
He does.
yeah,
So do the dance and let life be amazing for a second.
My
let
only
that be a story. That
My
you can
only
tell.
issue with that is, though, these birds, they are shrieking for an hour if you don't dance. If
I
you
love
dance, you're
that.
going to keep conditioning them. When will this ever end? You're just going to be dancing all the time.
I say let it go where the birds want.
Let the birds
Yeah.
be our overlords.
If the crows
mean-
have a novel in their head, Audrey, I think these birds have a musical.
Oh my God, you're right. That's great. I really like to hear that.
Well, I think that was so sincere. I loved it. Okay, I think we all agree, guys. AITA for forcing my family to dance for the amusement of my birds. No assholes here.
No,
None.
no.